hot in the second half, and we did a good job down the stretch, but he's a heck of a player. And on the 175th birthday, setting the record for the longest streak is a heck of an accomplishment, especially in parity in college basketball today when everybody knows you check the scores no matter what league, rankings don't matter. It's really hard, and proud of our guys.
Like you said, Bang came a lot for them in the second half, but Butler struggled as well in the first half, didn't win scores in the first half. But you guys seem to have the depth to kind of overcome that, whereas they weren't able to do that.
Well, I think that's a blessing having four great guards, and one can have a bad night, two can have a bad night, you still can win. So definitely the depth. You don't put together streaks unless you have depth, because not everybody's on every night.
Scott, how good was it to see Maceo shoot like that?
I loved it, and I thought our team did a good job getting them the ball during that stretch.
Coach, the last 3 minutes of the game, you go on an 8-0 run, you hold TCU scoreless the last 4 minutes. Talk about closing out the game today.
Well, I think Davion really, with that steal at half court, did a great job right there in making sure that we kept them at some distance, because as we all know, leads in college basketball evaporate real quick. And that's one thing I think you'll learn during the course of the year. You see you're in close games, and from Butler to Villanova to Oklahoma, Washington, hopefully you learn and you do a better job operating and controlling what you can control during those moments. And I thought Jared made some really big buckets down that stretch too.
Coach, you mentioned Washington and that loss, 18 games ago. Was there a moment after that we're not going to lose again, or what did that do for you?
Well, I mean, I'd love to say that, but the reality is when you're playing this competition every night in college basketball, you're probably going to lose at some point. That's why no one's been undefeated since, what was it, IU in '76 or something? So I know San Diego State's on a heck of a run right now, but it's really hard to, I mean, we just try to control what we control. You can't make every free throw. You can't make every shot, but we're trying to make sure that, like, we took care of the ball second half with only 3 turnovers, and we shared it with 15 assists. So when we share the ball and don't turn it over, we're pretty good.
I was asking your guys about this. You've had transfers. You've got guys that have come in, Freddie Deep Free. We've got junior college guys. The way this kind of team's come together, when did you kind of sense this group would come together like it has?
Well, I think you always hope for the best. But at the same time, there's reality, and reality is, I mean, with injuries, illnesses, and just the adversity and success, and the players dealing with that, the pressures they have to deal with from family, from friends, to people that try to get in their ears. So the whole year is a constant. It's like a constant adjustment. So you find something working, and then it doesn't work, and then you got to find something else.
Scott, did y'all use a bunch of different guys on Bang? Try to wear them down? Or?
Yeah, we could have put 6 or 7 on them during that one stretch. I don't know if it would have mattered.
You've been one before, number one, I had to go to West Virginia. A lot of times it's the schedule too, but you've handled it much, much better. You're better. Can it ever be a burden? You like to be number one at the end of the year, but can be ranked number one. This team seems like it's not. They kind of love it.
I think it's a great honor. It's a great platform, and it's a great opportunity to share with the nation what Baylor's about. And I'm proud of the guys, how they've handled it. At the same time, as a coach, if you're ever playing against a number one team, do you need to motivate? Absolutely not. I mean, not many people ever have a chance to beat a number one. So you're going to get their best game, and no motivation needed. And it's hard for your team each and every night to have that commitment level. And we've been blessed to have that so far.
Coach, TCU had 12 offensive rebounds with just 2 second chance points. Do you feel like the defense locked in on the offensive boards?
Well, credit TCU for doing a good job on the glass. I was a little disappointed because normally we're a little bit better margin-wise. I was pleased with our execution with conversion. What was it, like you said, 11-2, but the overall number 12-12. Normally we do a little bit better job. So credit TCU. They were number one in conference in defensive rebounding coming in, so they do a good job being physical.
Freddie was saying he doesn't mind these quick turnaround rounds to money. What's it like on you?
Oh, I mind them. Players like to play. Coaches, I mean, right away you want to make sure that you're your team's prepared. So, like K-State's first time we've played them. So, how many games they've played? 20. So, literally, you have 20 games you can watch if you want to. So, then the next question is, what's too much information? So you gotta make sure that you're giving them where they're playing and not thinking. But it makes it where there is no celebrating after a win. There's no going out with the family eating. It's to the film room.
Coach, for those of us who haven't been down here, is this kind of the environment you expected being number one, and has the fan base really kind of turned this into a hostile environment?
Well, definitely today the fans gave us a great boost, and at the end of the day, there's so many different things for fans and people to choose from, and the luxury of staying at home and watching it on TV. And to us, the biggest message is by you coming, you affect the game. So you can watch it, which is great, but if you come, you actually can affect it, and I truly believe that. So we're very appreciative of those that came today.
Scott, we talked about defense, but you guys are 10-0, you haven't given up more than 63. I think this was a six total point you fell number 55. Let's talk about just how that's just made so much of a difference for you guys.
Well, defense gives you a chance to win each and every night, but offense and defense go hand in hand. If we're turning it over, that means we're in transition defense, which probably means they're scoring. And if we're taking quick shots, bad shots, they're in transition, probably means they're scoring. So really, it's always it's both components working together. And we have some outstanding defensive players with the Naismith midseason. You had Davion, you had Mark, top 15 defensive players. I think you could add Freddie, and we got one or two getting close to where their names could be mentioned.
Coach, speaking of that, Freddie's defense today, Kevin Sam was a big guy, but Freddie had a double-double, held Kevin to just 7 rebounds today. How big was he down there?
He was tremendous. It wasn't Epe Udo-like, because that would have been a triple-double, but I'll let him talk about that later. And but I know, Freddie, you're just always pleased with him because he gives you everything that he has, and again, never complains.